8.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
Issues of the day under T-Radar.
T-Radar is with us in the Taranaki region. More specifically, T-Radar, whereabouts are you?
I'm just about a little bit south of a place called Waitotra. And I'm at a place called Ashley, I think it's called Ashley Hall or Ashley Park. It's like a petting zoo in an antique store with some sort of chalets type things. It has a friendly deer that walks around and you can pat it on the way to your room.
Wow, a deer.
Yes.
Has it got antlers?
No, just a little doe.
Okay.
A female deer called Holly. And last night I had a scrawny possum strolling around on my veranda. I took a photo of it and it was very startled.
It wasn't friendly?
Well, no, at that point it just looked sort of quite confused. I went, what?
Yeah.
What?
No one takes photos, they normally shoot.
Exactly. Yes, a large flash of light caused it to look, it's quite odd, it's looking sort of around the corner going, hey, what?
What?
I'm just going for a walk. Yes,
Oh,
very charming.
That really sounds lovely.
Yes, well, I'm down for the Waverley AMP show and not a lot of accommodation, so you sort of book the place that's nearest and you think, oh, I wonder what's that like.
Yeah.
Score. Fantastic.
Great. What a score, yeah. So I would imagine the news seems very far away in a place like that.
You know, it did last night. I turned the TV on and there was all this lovely bird song and stuff. I thought, oh, this doesn't seem right. And I sort of caught a bit of the news headlines and whatnot. I thought, oh, who cares? There's a sort of a dusking sun sort of flattening out across the meadows and the birds were singing. And I thought, who cares about MP's perks and travel allowances? Who cares? Who
cares, really? I mean, I don't really care if they've got it sounds like a, I mean, you take jobs in the private area, right, that allow you to have all kinds of very cool things, company cars and whatnot.
That's right, you know, and it struck me, because this is all sort of to do with the Pansy Wong debacle, where apparently her husband has been taking a number of trips, business trips on her 90% or whatever it is, up to 90%, what's it called, travel discount. And they say it's a discount, but what happens, I guess the taxpayer makes it up, do we? We sort of put it in, they put it in and say, oh, look, well, I want to fly from here to there, and half of that is that, and you pay for that. Is that how it works?
I think so.
Yes, so really, it's a sort of a fee. But nonetheless, John Key's come out and said, well, this needs to be sorted out. The best way to sort it out is just to take it off them. And you suddenly thought, well, you know, I don't know whether or not they should have it. It's certainly part of their remuneration, and it may be a little bit outdated, but it's all very well for the $50 million man to go, oh, no, they don't need that. No, we'll just take it off them. No, we're not going to, you know, bump up their salaries or anything to make up for that. They just don't need it. And it's like, I don't really think that works.
The thing is with the public, they want to make the MP's job as stink as possible.
They do. And the problem is, what's going to happen then is you get a whole lot of people who don't really care about that, who are probably in there for, you know, maybe not the right reasons. Well, what are the right reasons? Certainly, God, who'd be an MP?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, no way, eh?
I think you get paid a lot because suddenly you really don't have a personal life and you're on call all the time to deal with all kinds of annoying things. But then at the same time, Wammo, no one's holding a gun to your head and saying you must become an MP.
Yeah. Well, it amuses me that some journalists end up going into that field, like Chris Farfoy recently.
Yes,
he went parachuted in from TV to Phil Goff's press secretary and now standing in the Mana by-election. Does he not know what it's like to be an MP?
No, well, maybe he does. Maybe he's seen the sort of the largesse and whatnot, and he thinks, well, I can do that, and, you know, a few speeches here and there and turning up and cutting ribbons and shaking the hands of babies. Shouldn't be too difficult.
No.
And, you know, Mana guaranteed Labour seat, you'd think, but when's the by-election? Must be this Saturday, isn't it?
Yep, and it's 50-50 at the moment.
Oh, is it really? I wonder how the Matt McCartan influence will go.
Well, they reckon that could split the left.
Well, or it may, who knows? I was having listened to some people yesterday, they said the sort of the machine behind the Labour movement in terms of getting people out to vote is well oiled, and they'll be having vans and trucks and cars and taking everyone to the polling stations.
Yeah, JK's talking it down. He's saying, oh, no, it's a long stretch for National.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, madness. They could have some... Because there was a Facebook controversy there as well.
Well, yeah, so Facebook come out with some kind of announcement this morning that they're releasing some kind of email-ish type of program, but it's sort of email embedded within Facebook. It's not really like email as you'd normally expect it, like Gmail or Yahoo or anything like that.
Sort of like a messaging
But
thing.
I don't know. I don't trust Facebook with any of my stuff.
No, I saw recently there was suddenly everyone's phone numbers appeared up on Facebook, and if you'd used your phone or anything like that, apparently to update your status or whatnot, suddenly boom, there it was, your number up on Facebook, and you went, hang on a second, that's far from ideal.
Yeah,
there's a sort of a lack of privacy.
Have you ever gone into the privacy settings on Facebook?
Yes, I think I have.
Did you get lost in there
I
somewhere?
probably did. I may have got confused and decided that I'd do it later, and that later is yet to arrive.
Yeah.
But yes, it's not only them sort of taking privacy. It's other people abdicating their privacy, putting stuff up on there that should never go there. People, all of those are great ones when people criticise their their boss or their workmates, and suddenly they get found out and they go, oh, but I thought my friends could see it. It's like, you're a moron.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of Failbook. Have you been there?
I have actually, yes.
Yes, that's marvellous. And if anyone's got a bit of spare time today and isn't wasting it all on Facebook, there's I think it's called failbook.com or something like that. And you can go there and there's all these wonderful statements that people have updated their status or whatnot on Facebook, and people have commented and gone, and there are some classics. There are some really quite stupid people out there.
You really got to assume, even if your privacy settings are completely private and you're the only person who can ever see it, you kind of got to assume that everyone can.
The world can see you. And this was the problem. There was a young guy last week whose girlfriend dumped him, so he posted a whole lot of nude photos of her up on Facebook, as well as texting her and saying, you're dead, and all these other
That's
sort of
the thing,
romantic
right?
things. She did get back with him eventually because she's an idiot, but then they broke up again, and he put some more pictures up, and he got sentenced to 3 months home detention, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough. I think there should be some pretty tough penalties for that, but also at the same time, don't ever take photos of yourself in the nude.
No, it's that sexting.
Not
thing,
unless
isn't it?
you're being really well paid for it.
Yeah, because they will appear eventually somewhere, and you probably won't be happy with them. All it requires is one spiteful sort of ex who's got hold of them. And the thing is, there was a program on the other day that I was watching on TV, and the guy had taken sort of footage of himself and his partner, and he was showing all of his friends at the pub, and he couldn't understand why his girlfriend was upset about that.
Yeah.
So yes, it's a different world out there when we were coming through in our teen years.
But that's the thing, 20 years ago, not everyone was carrying around a camera with a film in it, were they? But now everyone has got a phone with a camera.
Yes, and the phone with the camera, it means it's immediately able to be suddenly gone from your phone to the ethosphere.
Yeah.
And everyone can see.
Yeah. I got a comment through on Twitter saying, so when is Facebook putting up political candidates for office? 2011, 2014, sooner or later?
They don't need to. They're the power behind the strings.
Oh, they are the smoking men.
Yes, they are. But no, there it is. And it can be very useful, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all
good for promoting...
I'm having eggs for breakfast. Well, who cares?
Yeah, well, it's good for promoting shows, isn't it?
I don't know if it is. I have a feeling its time has waned in that area because people are now so bombarded with information that you sort of just dismiss everything. I don't know. I mean, do you read all of the invitations and things that you get sent through?
Got to be honest. I read that. It's got to be a good headline.
Yeah. Washes over you like this, and we're sort of starting to filter more and more things out. And actually, I think there's someone's having a National Defriend Day, where you go through and you defriend all the people you don't really know or like.
Yes, that was a talk show host in America.
I thought that was
a late night host. Yeah. Yes. Actually, and also there's another day coming up in America for people who are anti this new scanner that they've introduced at airports around America.
The nude scanner.
The nude scanner.
Yes.
Well, apparently at any day you can refuse. You don't have to get the nude scan, but you get the big pat down. And the pat down isn't the old pat down. The pat down these days is the hand down the pants pat down.
Really? I'd go for that.
Yeah?
Yeah. That'd be great. Yeah. Being groped by some kind of security guy in a uniform. You normally have to pay for that.
So humiliating for everyone, though, isn't it?
Well, I think it's a matter of how you think about it. If you don't think of it as humiliating, you think of it as a fun excursion before you get on the plane, and you look at it and you empower yourself, then no problems whatsoever.
Here's a ridiculous thing. None of the security makes anyone any safer.
No, especially if they're flying Qantas.
That's indeed right. And I know someone who was on that plane.
Do you?
I had seen their Facebook update, but I didn't really take it seriously because it was like a bit ambiguous. And then met them for a drink last week, and they were like, "Oh, I thought you were going to ask me about the plane." And I was like, "What plane?" "That plane." I was like, "That plane?"
Right.
You were on that plane?
Correct. And what did they say about it?
It was pretty full on. It was pretty frightening. They were on the side where they could see the engine.
Oh my God!
Exploding and smoke coming out and everything. And the chap next to her was holding on to her wrist with a vice-like grip.
Jesus.
But people didn't sort of panic until later on in that 2 hours that they were just circling, letting off fuel and everything.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's not like it blows up and you immediately land. you've got to spend all that time flying around,
That's
dumping
right.
fuel, getting back to where you came from. That would be one of the longest 2 hours I imagine those people ever spend.
Exactly, and then another 4 hours sitting on the tarmac because they couldn't work out how to get everyone out of the plane safely because they were worried about some kind of stampede.
Could they not open the door?
Exactly, but no, I think it took a wee while to work out the fact that they could open a door. But 4 hours sitting on in Singapore with no air conditioning.
Oh my God! Wow, I'm surprised they didn't have a stampede just because of that.
And then of course there was all the waiting media, when they got out and through the thing. But they were all ushered through by security guards. They couldn't talk to any.
And then would they get a meal voucher? Here's a meal voucher.
Something like that.
Must be redeemed today.
But I think said friend is, demanding business class all the way back to London.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, the great thing about all of that is that, they didn't crash. So really, remarkably safe.
Yeah. Well, that's right.
You can have a motor blow up and it doesn't blow the wing off.
In fact, you can have all three go. It's difficult to fly, but you can fly on one.
Yes.
And then and if that goes, you can glide for a bit.
Well, reassuring. Fortunately, I won't be flying to the Waverley AMP show today, just a gentle drive
Good-o.
through the sunny South Taranaki countryside.
Well, have yourself a grand old time. We'll talk to you in 2 weeks.
You will.
Cheers, T-Radar. Time now.